Hello guys, and welcome to another day here in Baghdad, Iraq. We're actually moving down south a little bit to Hilla today, so we're getting out of the city of Baghdad. Be interesting to see somewhere different, but the first thing I want to do is to change some US dollar to Iraqi dinar. The rate at the airport is pretty terrible, and official rates are pretty bad, I was told by my friend yesterday, so I'm going to have to get the so-called street price, black market price, and let's see if we get a better rate there. So we just took a 20-minute version of the Iraqi version of Uber. It's called Kareen. We took it over to the place where I was recommended to change the money, so we just have to find someone on the side of the street and I'll show them the Google Translate. Can you change US dollar around here and see what happens? So let's check this guy over here. Dollar? Yeah, English.
Oh, yeah, I mean, is it $2? So you want to change some money?
Change US dollars?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. How much do you want to exchange?
I think it's best if I change 100. Is 100 okay?
For how many days?
I'm going to be here for 1 week.
1 week, 100 is not enough. I would say if you're going around the city, I would say 350 with like food and whatever, drinks and so on.
Yeah.
350 I would say.
Maybe I'll change 100 now and then I can change it in the next. So we changed 100 US dollars. We got about 140k of Iraqi dinar. I think that's like still similar to the official rate, but what can you do? It's going to have to tie us over until we move on a bit. So I'm going to get the taxi again to the Alawi garage. These guys like to be in the camera, and we're going to try and get a ride down to Hilla, so maybe a 1 hour drive. Okay guys, so I just took a regular taxi. I just flagged it down on the street, so I'm going to go to the garage right now. See, it's pretty hectic over this side of the city. I got my SIM card yesterday, so I got 5 gigabytes of data, and that cost about 10 US. So hopefully that will tie me over for the rest of this trip. It's very useful with the Google Translate. You know, whenever you get out of the capital, it could be a little bit more difficult to communicate. Taxi driver I'm with is offering to bring me to Hilla, but if I get a shared taxi it's going to be cheaper. We'll see what the price is. I'm not willing to go over 20 US dollars, so we'll see what he says. So the guy who's translating is coming over now and organise a price.
How much you want to pay to Hilla?
To Hilla, I think maybe 20 to 30 is
20?
30,000 dinar
to 30?
Yeah, 30 is okay.
20?
20 to 30.
Say it in dollar.
So maybe it's 20.
$20?
Yeah.
$20?
20 okay?
Yeah, $20 about 30,000 Iraqi dinars.
Yes.
$20? 20? يعني ب 30 شايف ايدك؟ لا هسه وصلك العلاوي.
It's okay?
It's less than he wants.
Maybe 35 maybe.
It's much more than this. It's about 60,000 Iraqi dinars.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna ride you to the center of Alawi,
Yeah.
park, and you can take like mini bus, like
Yeah.
compact vehicles
Yeah.
as a rider,
Yeah.
not the whole
Yeah, because
whole
I
package.
yeah, because
You know?
I can't go over 30, so
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can ride as a passenger
yeah, I think it's
with the
better.
others.
I think it's better.
Yeah.
Shukran. Taxi was far too expensive, so we've come to the garage now and we're gonna try and get a shared taxi. Hello. You? Ah.
السلام عليكم.
Salam alaikum.
شلونك حبيبي؟
What is your name?
الحمد لله.
Nice to meet you. You good?
No English, no
Ah.
English. I am Arabic.
Ah.
Yes.
America?
Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah.
Where do you live?
Ireland.
No. Yes,
Yeah.
no, sir.
Ah, shukran. So we're just going to get the price here now. We'll do a bit of translating, see how much it is to get to Hilla. We did organise that shared taxi. We're just waiting now for other people to join, and it's 10k dinar. If I had went solo, it would have been 60. So, you know, this guy wants to be in the video as well. What's your name?
Abbas. Abbas.
Abbas. Ah, nice to meet you. Our taxi sorted here. We got 2 other tourists from Korea, and it should be maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours of a drive here, so check back in when we get to Hilla. Look guys, finally arrived here in Hilla, and you can't pre-book any hotels here in this city, so I just got one and showed it to the taxi driver, so we'll go in and see if there are any free spaces for me tonight. Assalamu alaikum. Is it okay for one night? Yes. Very nice room.
This room, toilet.
Oh, very good. Shukran.
If you want anything, we are at reception, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Finally made it. I'm about to take a 2-hour nap. I could take the heady there pretty handy. We're pretty close to that fan. I better be careful. That'd be typical. Something that would happen to me out here. It would be a fan that would get the better of me. Here, that was just a day. I wanted to show you kind of how to get from Baghdad to another city and how to change a bit of money. So yeah, I probably should have went to a few different people on that street at the time to get the money, better rates, but what can you do? I felt the area was a little bit out there, so I just wanted to get in and out. I'm pretty happy with this room. So 50k a night. I'm only staying for one night. We're going to go to Babylon ruins tomorrow, and 50k, what's that? Maybe 10k is $7, so 7, 14, 21, 20. Yeah, but 35, that's actually a pretty good price, so I'm very happy with this. Today we are just outside the city of Hilla, heading down to the Babylon ruins. So this is one of the main places in Iraq that I wanted to see, and now we are coming up to the famous Babylon gate. So this is the famous gate, guys. So a lot of it was reconstructed by he who shall not be named. I'm not going to be saying that name here. Yeah, so the city of Babylon was discovered about 4,000 years ago, and it was home to 200,000 people at the time, and this is what it would have looked like back in the day, just to give you an idea of what we're actually looking at today. Yeah, so what a lot of people don't realise about Iraq is this is the place where civilization really started. You know, such an important region. You know, we've got the Silk Road that used to run through there for trade, going all the way from the far side of Asia all the way through over to Turkey, I think it went to. Give me some facts on that in the comments. You probably know a bit more than I would about it anyway. So again, the place is pretty empty, so this is just great. I love this. You know, you're not worried about getting in the way of selfies from endless tourists, to the point where you're sort of afraid to walk. You're nearly spending more time looking at the tourists taking the pictures than you are looking at the site itself. This is nice. I actually hear my echo as well. So I want to see the Hanging Gardens, and I'd like to see the lion as well. So the Hanging Gardens is the main reason I came. I think that looked pretty cool back in the day. So I could have paid for a tour guide at the entrance, but you are stuck with my historical knowledge for the next little bit, so you're probably not going to learn a thing about this place, but I'm trying to save a bit of money, so you understand. So guys, this here palace, that's actually Saddam Hussein's palace. He would have had many of those. Might see if I can get up there somehow later, but I heard it's quite difficult to get access into there. And I was talking to a girl the other day, a tourist, and she actually said that they went through a gap in the fence, and when the security guard wasn't looking, they snuck past them. But I don't think an Iraqi prison is where you really want to be, so I'm not going to sneak in 100%. So guys, this is the Hanging Gardens. This is where they used to be. I might put a little picture in so you can see what they used to look like. The reason those Hanging Gardens were made was the king, I can't see his name, I think it's Nebuchadnezzar. I can't see it, but he had a Persian wife, and she missed like the lush greenery of her homeland. So in order to cure her homesickness, he made the Hanging Gardens. So pretty generous guy. Right guys, so we've come across the Lion of Babylon. This is 3,600 years old, and it's one of the most preserved sites here in Iraq. They take it very serious, and so they should. And I forgot to say why the palace was up at a height. Let's zoom in here. The reason it's higher than Babylon is because, of course, Saddam was a crazy guy, so he wanted to be above Babylon, so that's why it's up the height it is. He wanted to be greater than the former kings of this place. So I'm pretty sure down here is where the original Babylon Gate was located. Better watch myself here on the edge. I'm getting a bit too close to these edges. Yeah, this is where it used to be. So I think we've seen nearly all the main points here at the minute, at least the places that I knew, and I probably knew quite a few facts on it. I didn't look it all up last night in bullet points though, and I'm not reading it off my phone whenever the camera's off and saying my points. Probably still got them wrong, but the price in here was 25k, so that's about $15 US. Not too bad. So what do you think, guys? Should we try and get inside this palace across the road? Let's see if we can find an entrance to get inside. It seemed to be all fenced off, but we'll go and have a look. Yeah, I went to the gate. I walked around the Babylon area, and there was a bit of a setup, like a checkpoint thing at the gate, but everyone said it was closed, so won't be fit to get into the palace today, which is quite annoying. That's one of the things I was really looking forward to about Iraq, getting inside that palace, but what can you do? So if you're coming here and you want to do that, try and get a tour guide that guarantees you will get inside it, because you know it's a shame to miss out on something like that. Alright guys, I guess that's where we will wrap up this vlog. I think it's going on long enough now, so I am moving on to the next city when I go back. We've seen how we travel in the last two videos, so no need to show that. So I'm moving down to Najaf. It's about an hour further down south, and it's a very holy city, so it should be interesting to take a look around there. And I hope you've learned a few things in this video, a few pointers if you're thinking of coming here. And as always guys, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.